clear. They are not friends of the state of Israel, and they are not friends of the Jewish people. You would be out there blaring from the rafters against what Hamas did if you wanted to show leadership. Yet they're very silent. Why? Why is Harris silent? Because she has to appeal to the Hamas caucus in her own party to be able to win election, or at least she thinks that that's the case. And I just think it's disgraceful to be able to see that. I think it's disgraceful that you wouldn't recognize a strong ally. You know, look, I mean, I have some background in the Middle East, you know, being in the military, serving in Iraq, and I've gotten to know that part of the world, you know, both as a U.S. congressman and even traveling over there as governor. There is one country we can depend on in that region, and that is Israel. That's the only one we can count on. I just think it's disrespectful to not recognize and how they've made, you don't have to agree with one prime minister or another, but there's kind of a larger picture of the U.S.-Israel relationship that you should keep in mind. And I kind of feel because the left has made Netanyahu a boogeyman, that they're trying to keep their distance or even be very negative about it. And that's just that's not leadership. That's not what you do. You got to do what's right. Not everything you do as a leader is going to be politically beneficial. But the question is, are you going to be willing to rise above that, particularly at a very perilous time like we face now, to see what has happened, first of all, over there, but then to see what has happened in our own society, our own college campuses, in Columbia University, some of these other areas. It's really been sickening. So I think that people, not just in Aventura, but throughout this region and really throughout the state of Florida, can take comfort in the fact that Florida has stood against all of that garbage from day one. And we've done that by putting our money where our mouth is, whether it's things like security for Jewish day schools. When October 7th happened, we had Florida Highway Patrol helping out at synagogues. I mean, we did a big mobilization to make sure that we weren't letting any of our citizens just be sitting ducks for some Hamas terrorists to try to take advantage of. And that was something that was, I think, very effective that we were able to do that. We've also, long before October 7th, we've beefed up Holocaust education in our schools, and we have strong Holocaust standards. You know, you'll still see people out there trying to say that the Holocaust didn't happen. These are people that will go online and say this stuff. And I just met a 102-year-old survivor right out here. 5-10 years down the road, we're not going to have anyone that has the firsthand knowledge. So we have to be carrying on the truth about what happened and the truth about the message to say never again. So we're doing that in our schools, and we're really proud to be able to do it. So I think this state has responded very positively, and you can look at the legislature, you can look at what we've done on that. I can tell you in the last 3 or 4 years, we've been the #1 place, particularly Orthodox and religious Jews, to move to anywhere in the United States, just about, and maybe even outside of Israel, anywhere in the world. That would not happen if we let the Hamas caucus run the show here. That wouldn't happen if we weren't strong on all these different issues. And so when I ran for governor way back at 18, I said, Florida will be the most pro-Israel state in the United States, and we've delivered on that promise. And then thank you guys.